Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Today's video is entitled A Tobacco's Texture. Now that's kind of a mind puzzler, isn't it? Texture of tobacco. Mutton Chop, what are you talking about? Well, let me first back up a little bit and explain why I thought about doing a video on this subject. I have gotten a lot of questions. One of the questions is, Mutton Chop, what is the best tobacco to start out with if you're a new pipe smoker? And my thought only, for some reason, I only thought about what type of flavor you're going to get. The flavor of the tobacco, the moisture of the tobacco, how easy it's going to be to keep lit. I thought about everything except for what I call the texture of the tobacco. So then I started thinking about it. I said, okay, so if you are a pipe smoker, a brand new pipe smoker. And another question that I have gotten quite a bit is, Mutton Chop, I can't seem to finish a whole bowl of tobacco. Can I start out with a half a bowl? Or, Mutton Chop, it's difficult to smoke a full bowl of tobacco. So, first off, let me say, yes, whatever tobacco you end up choosing to start out with, it is absolutely okay that you start out with half a bowl. Matter of fact, a lot of pipe smokers out there will recommend this because what will happen is if you are smoking a full bowl of tobacco and you quit about halfway, then you will have an uneven carbon cake starting to build. The top part of your pipe will be just great. It'll start out with some good cake. Whereas the bottom of your pipe will have no cake at all because you just can't finish a whole bowl. So by starting out with a half a bowl of tobacco, then you start out building cake on the bottom. And as you learn, as you develop your skills at pipe smoking and you get more confident, then you can move up to 3/4 of a bowl. Smoke that for a while. And then move up to a full bowl of tobacco, which will start growing your carbon cake at the top. But I got to thinking, okay, so what if I've got somebody who doesn't want to do that? What if they want to smoke a whole bowl from top to bottom? What is a good tobacco to tell them to get to achieve this? So that's when the texture question came into my mind. I said, well, okay, so let's take a look at, what kind of texture or what kind of tobacco texture should someone get if they want to start out smoking a full bowl of tobacco. So I started looking at my stock to see what I had. And the three tobaccos that you have in front of you are the tobaccos that have drastically different textures. And I will tell you why I favor one over the other. Okay, so first thing we have plum pudding. And as you can see, it looks like a brownie, correct? Got a kind of a brownie look to it. Okay, so in order to use this, you have to peel off some, right? And then you have to kind of crumple it up. Well, if you've got this tobacco, you will notice that when you crumple that up, it's still in a chunky form. It's hard to get it into what I call a ribbon form. It's still little pieces and pieces of chunks of tobacco. So that's plum pudding. Now let's go look at Artisan's Blend. Artisan's blend is a traditional ribbon cut. Okay, so let me pull this up for you. If you'll notice, it's sort of, if you're seeing this, sorry if you're not, but it sort of just drops through to the bowl, you know, like normal, like a normal tobacco. It is probably the most popular cut of tobacco. Now the last one is called Exotic by I'll have to read it, by Smoker's Haven. Exotic by Smoker's Haven. Now let me show you this. Watch this. When I pick it up, see how there's tobacco that's hanging onto it? I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like long strands of tobacco. See how it hangs on like hair? It's sort of like if you pick up hair off the floor at the barbershop. It hangs on. Okay, now what this is called, this is a cut called shag, because it is absolutely ultra thin and it tends to clump together. So out of these three blends, let me go through and explain to you why I believe one is the best texture to get when you're first starting out. I'll go from the worst to the best. Okay, the worst is plum pudding. Now I know in the past that I have recommended plum pudding. Mostly those plum pudding is for those that are experienced at pipe smoking and they can keep this type of mottled flake lit. It's very difficult unless you're experienced. Now that's not saying that, you know, if you're a brand new pipe smoker and you want to give it a try, go right ahead. But I'm just letting you know that there are some pitfalls with a mottled flake. Mottled flake ends up, when you rub it out, it ends up being in little chunks. If you rub it too far, it becomes dust, like sawdust. So be very careful when you rub this out. But it is probably not a recommended blend for someone who is a brand new pipe smoker or one who is contemplating smoking a pipe. Now let's look at the next one. Next one is Artisan's blend, which is just a regular ribbon cut. Now this ribbon cut is fine. It is a good textured tobacco to get, and like I said, it's probably the most popular textured tobacco that is made today. So if I recommend that you get something like, well, Artisan's blend, for instance, or Frogmorton's Cellar, you're going to get this type of flake. And it is a lot easier to keep lit, a lot easier to pack, and it doesn't tend to clump, which means when you push down on your ash with a tamper, it won't clump down toward the bottom. Okay, now Exotic mixture from Smoker's Haven, in my opinion, is probably the best texture to get. The reason why that is because it's so light. It clumps together. I'm sorry, it doesn't clump together, but it holds itself together. And you don't have to press quite as hard when you are packing the tobacco. You press lightly and it will spring back for you. But the thing about it is you can pack it all the way to the top. And the burn radius on Exotic is quick. So what that means is when you pack your pipe with Exotic mixture and you light it, the ember will burn faster. Not hotter, but just faster. It will burn through that Exotic mixture. Because it is a shag cut, it will burn through faster. So that if you are a new pipe smoker and you want to fill your pipe to the top and start building a carbon cake straight away from the top to the bottom, then a shag cut is the kind you want. Now, exotic mixture is made in the States here. So for you people in Europe and Middle East or wherever it is difficult to get tobacco, you may not be able to find this blend. But as you search for tobacco, try to find one if you can. You may not have the choice, I understand that. But if you can find one that is a shag cut and you're a brand new pipe smoker, then that's the one you want. Now you can go online and just pull up Smoker's Haven, and it will, into any search engine, and it will send you to the Smoker's Haven's website, and you can purchase this tobacco. It is a Oriental forward English blend, but it is very tasty, and I really enjoy smoking this. But I just got to thinking, so the burn radius on the exotic mixture is quick. The Artisan's blend is slower because there's bigger flakes, bigger strands that it has to burn through. But it's probably going to be one of those blends where you fill it half full, smoke that for, I don't know, a few bowls, 10, 15, 20 bowls, then go to 3/4 bowl, smoke that, and then to a full bowl after that. This Artisan's blend is the tobacco that you're going to be doing that with. The plum pudding being a mottled flake, if you're brand new to pipe smoking, I absolutely do not recommend that you purchase this plum pudding as your first tobacco, because it is just, it has to be treated with kid gloves. You have to know how to pack it. You have to know how to break it up or rub it out, as you were. And if you're not careful, you will, once you start tamping it, just a little bit of over tamping will compact it to where it will not hold a flame. So out of the three blends, the shag cut I recommend for new to prospective pipe smokers and to new pipe smokers. Artisan blend I recommend to everyone, but with reservations, because it's going to be a type of tobacco that you're probably going to have to start out with half a bowl, then go to 3/4 bowl, then a full bowl. Plum pudding or the mottled flake, I absolutely do not recommend for new pipe smokers or prospective pipe smokers. This will end your pipe smoking in an instant, because you will try to keep it lit. You will smoke it like a freight train. It will start giving you tongue bite. Your pipe will be just so super hot you can't stand it. I just thought that was something that needed to be a video that needed to be put out there, so that you would understand, if you got plum pudding, why can't I keep this stuff lit? Well, it's because it's so dense. Whereas the exotic mixture is very light and easy to keep lit, and it burns through a bowl of tobacco very quickly. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.